continuing.
We are continuing, and we're diving into one of my favorites. I like the Old Forester line. It's one of my favorites out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm right there with you. And in case you missed it, in recent videos, we went through, dipped our toe into the world of Jack Daniels, and then we then did another video where we dipped our toe into the world of Maker's Mark. Today we're dipping our toe into the world of Old Forester. I would say there are a few others in the Old Forester lineup, but we got most of them here today.
Yeah,
right? There's a few others. I think there's the 1870, there's the 86er, there's the Hundo, 100. Sorry, I speak code sometimes.
Yeah,
and a few others. And I do have a birthday bourbon back there that I was fortunate to find a few years ago. I paid for it. It's phenomenal, but nothing's worth what I paid for that bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, no whiskey is anyway. So
I've given up. I'll never have a bottle because I'm not willing to.
I think I poured you some of that.
You
bottle
did.
back
No,
in.
you did. Yeah, I'm just not willing to take a mortgage.
Well, and I was. Those were the early days of getting into sophisticated bourbons and that sort of thing. I think I'm coming back around the bend, so to speak, and trying to get back into just stuff that you can find that you don't have to hunt. That's not necessarily going to cost you an arm and a leg. That's just good, solid pours. And I think we've got 4 of them today. So we won't spoil it, but we'll get into it.
And these are always available. I mean, you're not going to go too many places and not find this stuff.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking before we started recording this. Recently, I had a hard time finding the 1920s, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just temporary, but generally speaking, you can find the baseline, all these Old Forester products. Now there are some, like if you can get the single barrels and that sort of thing, and they have a rye, and there's a couple things that are a little bit harder to find, like that 1924 is hard to find. I think they're coming out with a 1917.
Yeah.
So those are going to be hard to find, but these are stuff you can find just about anywhere you're getting your whiskey these days. All right, first one we got here is the Statesman, 95 proof. Again, I don't know, but I think the mash bills are different. I think that's sort of what makes them unique.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about Statesman, to be honest.
I don't either. I'm sure I've had it, but I couldn't tell you when.
Nose on it is pretty. I mean, you get some oak, you get some cinnamon. Get that baking good spices.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of caramel-ish. Definitely some brown sugar for me. You said baking spices. Yeah. It smells hotter than 95 proof.
It does smell hotter. Yeah. So I'm curious about that because usually they do the opposite.
Usually, but all right, here we go. That's a good drink.
That's really pretty good.
That's a really good drink.
There's a little bit of heat up front. It doesn't knock you over. It doesn't really travel a whole lot. It's a pretty smooth drink.
Now, I think I find this on most things Old Forester. Each brand, especially the big boys, they sort of they have a flavor note that oftentimes carries through a lot of their different products. And for me, I get a little bit of banana on the back end. And it's not like
it's like a banana nut bread.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, no Foresters. You're going to find that in pieces of this, probably.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it's not in all of them.
If I've had this before, I don't remember. But this is good.
This is really good.
And this is probably more budget-ish category.
Budget-ish. It's one of their lowest proof outside of the 86 proof stuff, 83 proof stuff, the stuff that's on the lower end.
But I feel like I'm drinking something higher proof.
Correct. Yeah, it doesn't come across as a 95 proof at all.
And I like higher proof stuff, so maybe this would be the illusion of drinking this. But that is really good.
That's good stuff. Yeah. And it's not one that you see kind of publicized as much as the Whiskey Row series stuff.
Definitely not. But that's solid.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to dive into the 1910.
That's some old fine whiskey.
Old fine whiskey, and each of these Whiskey Row series, they're sort of different moments in time.
Yeah.
in the journey of Old Forester as a distillery. This one's coming in at 93 proof. It's like buttered corn.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe
buttered
that.
Corn.
Yeah,
with sprinkled oak.
yeah, little oak chips.
Yeah. Oak chips. Sawdust. Oak sawdust.
Yeah, that's a
good smell too.
That's a great campfire drink right here. Just sitting around a campfire.
It's the right proof for that too.
Yeah.
You get your guitar out and play some songs.
Yeah.
Do a little jig.
Yeah, I'll dance the Cotton Eye Joe. I might do that here in a minute for you.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's see.
That's just smooth. I mean, that is remarkably smooth.
That's good.
And it does have, that banana nut bread comes through.
It's there.
It's there.
It's not. For me. It's like my experience with Old Forester. It's always there.
Yeah.
But it's never in the same spot.
Yeah. Never. No. This was really in the back end for me.
Yeah, this is late.
And what's interesting is the 93 proof, 95 proof, but the 95 proof Statesman drank a lot hotter to me.
Yeah, and we're talking marginal.
And you shouldn't even notice it. We shouldn't even have picked up on that.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I would say it's like, again, the banana bread-ish flavor, but with a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon, some butter.
Yeah.
You just got it out of the microwave. You rewarmed it up, and it's the butter's running down your hand. I mean, it's a great drink.
It's buttery.
Yeah.
Definitely buttery. All right. The next one is this is the Bottled and Bond 1897, 100 proof, as you would figure out by the Bottled and Bond statement.
Oh man, to me, the buttered popcorn comes through even.
Oh yeah.
More on this.
I think this was more, but the 1910 was for me more buttered corn. This is like movie theater popcorn.
Yes, yeah, that's good. Good way of
with maybe some salted nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a nuttiness to it. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. I was gonna say it's like you're fiddle faddle. Do you remember that stuff? Do you remember that stuff?
Yeah.
The kind of the caramely corn with
some
peanuts
in it. Yeah.
But it's more movie theater popcorn than it is caramel corn.
It's like a basket of diabetes.
Let's say the banana's right up front.
Right up front. It's right up front. But the butter is still there. I mean, it's still a buttery, but you're right. The banana is right as it hits the tongue.
And it's the smoothest of the three.
By
and
far.
So far, the highest proof.
Correct. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's good.
And it really almost coats your entire mouth. I mean, it is like our producer Amanda. One of her favorite sayings is mouthfeel, and I'm really glad she turned us on to that saying.
I know, because
it gives you a great mouthfeel, and
it does coat.
It coats. Yeah.
Yeah. It's lovely.
It's outstanding drink.
It's lovely.
You're right. It's the highest proof, and it drinks the smoothest by far so far.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to the 1920 Prohibition style. Now, time after time after time, from a lot of people who do whiskey channels, 1920 is like the favorite.
Yeah.
Right? And I will say, personally, for a long time, it has been my favorite. Yeah. It's in my definitely top 10, probably top 5 today.
Oh, yeah, I put it there.
Is it still my favorite? I don't know. That's sort of a moving target. But this is like something a lot of people really enjoy. And again, all of these things are easy to find. And of these, I think the 1920 is the most expensive. And it hovers in, depending on where you find it, $55 to $65, give or take.
Yeah.
I think the 1897 and 1910 are a little bit less than that, maybe $5 or $10 less. And I don't know what the Statesman is. I'm guessing it's 35, $40
Yeah.
probably.
It
But
was, yeah.
But the 1920 is going to come out at 115 proof.
It was. It's considered a Prohibition style because this was made all the way through Prohibition as medicinal whiskey. So you could get a prescription for this.
Yeah.
If I could just find a doctor to do that now,
I know,
my life
right?
would be so much easier.
But well, I mean, the good news is you can just go buy it. So you don't.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, during Prohibition, Old Forester was one of those places that was able to continue making their stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the founder of Old Forester was instrumental in the Bottle and Bond Act.
Correct. Yeah.
And all these sorts of things. Every big distillery, especially those that have been around for a long time, they got their stories about how they were first to do this and that and so on and so forth. And there's probably a little bit of truth, a lot of legend and myth in those.
Correct,
but
yeah.
nonetheless, it makes for a good story and, helps sell whiskey for sure. But
the nose on this is, the notes come through. The butter, the
butter has been a consistent.
The banana nut bread comes through, and it's
But it's like this one's it does have that cinnamon on the nose, but to me it's more like Red Hots.
Correct. Yeah.
Not so much cinnamon like stick or cinnamon, ground cinnamon. It's more like Red Hot cinnamon, like the little candies. But it's such a good nose. It's hard to beat that one. I mean, these are all fantastic.
No, yeah, this has to be their staple to me. I mean, this is the showcase for them, Old Forester, and John and I were talking off camera a little bit. If you haven't done the tour at Old Forester in Louisville, you need to go. It is one of the best tours that you will go through.
It is.
The tasting at the end, you get the whole lineup of all their Whiskey Row series that they offer.
And it's right downtown Louisville.
Right
on Whiskey Row. There's plenty to do, especially if you like whiskey. If you can visit the Whiskey Row in Louisville. The other thing they have those. Did you get those chocolates?
Yeah.
We've gone back to buy those chocolates sometimes. They're so good.
So when we went, Jessie was with me. She made the face on every single one. I don't even know if she really took a sip. She just made the face. So she gave me all those, and while I was drinking her glass, she was stealing my chocolates. So
a fair trade.
So I drank double the bourbon. She ate double the chocolate. So she really liked the chocolates.
They are good. But that 1920, I mean,
that's great. That is some outstanding stuff.
At least in this moment, it doesn't drink like 115.
No, not at all. No, I agree.
Which makes it a little bit dangerous because it is going to sneak up on you. But it's just such a smooth drink.
It is. And what's odd is we have 115, 193, and 95. And the 95, to me, drank hotter than the others.
Agreed.
And they're all pretty smooth stuff.
They are.
So, to your point, could get you in some trouble, because they will drink. But, who doesn't like to get in trouble a little bit? So
just be safe when you do it.
Just be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Don't be dumb.
Ish.
Don't be dumbish.
Don't be too dumb.
Don't be too dumb. Yeah, that's my motto in life.
This is. I think you said it toward the beginning. It's one of my favorite brands.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
One of my favorite. And the whiskey is why it speaks for itself. I mean, there's a couple more in there like the 86 proof and the Bottle and Bond, the 100 proof.
The 100 proof, yeah.
Those are fantastic too.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough Glencairns to be honest.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a old fashioned, those 86 and those 100 proof
perfect
Old Forester are outstanding.
Because you're gonna get that flavor profile.
You're gonna get that. Yeah, that's right. And you're not gonna spend a fortune on them.
Yeah, I mean 1920. I mean, if you're so inclined and you want to make an old fashioned with that, go for it. Drink your whiskey however you want to. But personally, this one's so much better neat.
It is. It is. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm too much of a fanboy gushing about this.
Yeah, but. I mean, we actually take our pictures with these bottles and hang them up on our walls. But
it's art in our houses. Yeah. But I take pictures of the bottles and send them to Jamie, and it's hanging over his bed.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
But you can't beat Old Forester. I know I'm a Wild Turkey guy, but Old Forester puts out some outstanding top shelf stuff for us.
They do. Y'all, thank you all for tuning in. Continue to like,
Grow that fan base.
Grow the fan base. We got a ton of comments for you all.
Yeah.
So I love how interactive our viewers are. Share it with your friends, your family, and we're open to suggestions. We had one of our viewers suggest doing a couple of different things, including the Jack Daniels video that we did a while back. So if you got something we should be diving into, leave us know. Let us know. We'd be happy to do so. So in the meantime, enjoy your whiskey and be safe.
Thank you.
Not too done.
That's right.